So that's a really good question. So in the third, I think it's the third one, the third Arliss Cutter, a book called Bone Rattle. I knew that I wanted I didn't have a title yet. I knew I wanted it to be set down in Juneau. I knew I wanted, now Juneau, Alaska is our capital. It's the state capital. And it's as far as I know, the only state capital that you can't get to by road. There's a saying in Alaska that the only way to get to Juneau, there's only three ways to get to Juneau: by plane, boat, or birth canal. And so you can't drive there. And so in Alaskans' mind, that often means conspiracies, because all our lawmakers are cloistered away on far away from us in some hotels where we have no oversight. And there's some great people in politics, in Alaska politics, but it lends itself to that whole, what are they doing down there? What kind of decisions are they making? And so I wanted to have some political intrigue. And Juneau is, it's 800 miles away from where most people live in Alaska, closer to Washington state than it is to us. So I wanted, to explore the wilderness, the Tlingit Indian, the indigenous people, the Tlingit and the Tsimshian and the Haida people, it's the totem pole builders. So very artistic, just incredible history. So I'd gone down there and I wanted to kind of look around with some of the mining history and stuff like that. And I had talked to an old friend of mine who happened to be working the summer there. He's retired deputy marshal. Actually, anybody that reads my books, they read the acknowledgments, will know that I always mention my friend Ty Cunningham. He was a partner of mine in the marshal service and my instructor in the martial arts, MARTIAL, martial arts, and then the marshal service, the government job. But just a great guy, and as close to a brother as anything I have that's not my biological brother. So he happened to be working there for the port for that summer, and I went to have dinner with him, and I saw his sister, and his sister-in-law and his brother came in, and they had just gone through a tour of some mines. And they said, man, you should go take a look at these mines and get in touch with this guy, a guy named Peter Netzler. And so he has as a photographer, and actually he's got 8 Guinness Book of World Records in jump roping. Just a fascinating guy, super fit, like fastest jumps and jumping on one leg, and he tours the world doing schools anyway, but he also knows these mines. So I contacted him and he took me down in these mines, and he said, well, let me introduce you to another guy. And he introduced me to a guy named Brian Weed, W-E-E-D. And Brian Weed is like the Indiana Jones of Southeast Alaska. He does rafting trips, he does trips into the interior, he does hikes, and he runs a group or website called Juneau's Hidden History, a lot of mining history and all that. So Brian took me down into some of and he told me about this shaman's grave that they had discovered. And the cool thing about Brian is he's like Indiana Jones, except he doesn't steal the stuff. He leaves it and leaves it where it is. And he's very reverent about where he finds an old totem pole or this shaman's grave or some bones or whatever. So I spent several days and turned into weeks with Brian on subsequent trips. And the book that was going to have political intrigue and happen in, some boats and stuff in Juneau ended up being 70% underground in the mines. In fact, anybody that's ever been to Juneau, which we will be there in this cruise, will see that the mountains come down almost to the water, and there's this big plain where Juneau and everything is built. Well, that big plain is the guts of those mountains. The city of downtown Juneau is built on the tailings that come from the inside of those mountains. So if you can imagine that, you'll look and see how big these mountains are, and there are miles and tens and hundreds of miles of mine tunnels through these mountains. Some are flooded, some have poison gas. It's just a great place to set a thriller. And so we spent several days just hiking around inside and looking at these flooded tunnels and imagining, and putting underwater drones in the water and doing exploration like that. And anybody that wants to look at my social media, if they go back a few years, they'll see some of that research with Brian and his cool little dog named Cat, K-A-T. They can also look at Juneau's hidden history, some of the cool stuff to see Southeast Alaska. And I would actually say, before people go on this cruise, take a look at Juneau's hidden history and maybe some of my research, and you'll see it kind of gins you up to, because I think some of the excursions have to do with mining history and stuff like that when we're in Juneau. So